I got the Samsung Galaxy S21 Fan Edition for a few hours yesterday, particularly to create my first impressions video, and I want you guys to hear me out. First of all, if you're watching my channel for the first time, it would be highly appreciated if you can hit that subscribe button and help me cross 100k subscribers. I got this phone in the pink color as you can see, and I would like to clarify here that I arranged this phone on my own. Samsung did not provide me with this phone, and this is a completely independent video. Getting back to the phone, if I have to just give you my first impressions in one word, I would say that this is a beautiful smartphone, and I'll tell you why. First of all, when you pick this phone up, you instantly get that premium feel. This is a very thin phone, it's not thick, and it's a very lightweight phone. It's lighter than the Google Pixel 6, lighter than the iPhone 13, and lighter than its predecessor, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition. Furthermore, the form factor of this phone is amazing. It's a lovely size. It just fits in your hand. Even if you have average sized hands like me, you are going to be able to use this phone with one hand. On the top of that, the back of this phone brings a matte finish. It's a little more matte than the last year's Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition. Now, the plastic used on this phone's back, I was a little bit skeptical about the plastic being used on the S21 Fan Edition, but here Samsung has used some very premium quality plastic, and it does not feel cheap at all. You don't really feel like there is a hump at the back. It's just minutely pumped out of the body. Towards the bottom of the phone's back, you can see Samsung branding, which is pretty much visible. The frame of this phone is built out of aluminium, and it once again has that kind of matte finish. You can see the antennas on the frame. At the bottom, you can see that there is no headphone jack. It wasn't there on the S20 Fan Edition either, and this phone does not bring a micro SD card slot, which is going to be a deal breaker for so many users. Furthermore, this phone supports wireless charging and wireless reverse charging as well, and it's a water resistant smartphone, and it can also resist dust. The build of this phone has definitely impressed me, primarily because it gives me that premium feel, and it's also very lightweight, and it's nice to hold in the hand. And I have seen other colors of this phone. I just picked up this pink one because everyone was making the videos of the graphite and the olive green S21 Fan Edition, and I wanted to make my video a little bit different, which is why I picked this up. By the way, I have already pre-ordered my S21 Fan Edition, and I'll be getting in a few days, hopefully in about a week, and after that a lot of comparisons and videos of this phone will be rolling out on the channel. Getting back to the display of this phone, it's a 6.4 inches dynamic AMOLED display, and I don't really find any differences here as compared to the S20 Fan Edition's display or as compared to the S21's display. By the way, it's more like the display of the S21 because it's that dynamic AMOLED 2X screen. It's a newer screen, and it's got 120Hz refresh rate as well. Since this was a demo smartphone, I could not really run any applications or test out anything, to unleash the full potential of this phone, but I'll definitely be doing that once I get my unit. The punch hole in the display of the S21 Fan Edition is quite noticeable. I wish Samsung could just trim down its size. It's just too much evident on the front, and I think some users are not going to like it. The bezels this time, they are smaller compared to its predecessor. So overall the display is good, but that punch hole will keep bothering me at least. Taking a look at the camera application of the S21 Fan Edition tells us that this phone is fully loaded with all the flagship features. You find all the flagship features that you get on the S21 Ultra on the S21 Fan Edition, and probably the features that you are going to get on the S22 as well. This phone supports 4K recording in 60 frames per second from its front and rear cameras. You can find the super slow motion with the automatic motion detection button. You can find the RAW mode for the Pro photography. You can find the Pro mode with all the functions to enhance your photography. The Pro video mode is there, and yeah, the portrait video mode is also there. So the camera on this phone, it's the flagship grade. The camera sensors, I'll mention their details on the screen. I am definitely going to do a full camera review of this phone as well as soon as I get my unit. I am a little sad because Samsung is just delaying this phone in my country and I am unable to get my hands on it and roll out that amazing content for all of you. But I just wish that I get this phone sooner than it's expected to arrive. S21 Fan Edition out of the box runs on the Android 12 One UI 4, and here I can see all the Android 12 goodies. Once again, you can select multiple icons and drag them and move them on the screen, on the home screen or in the application drawer, and you do get all the Samsung One UI 4 goodies, the flagship grade goodies like the wireless Samsung DeX and screen recorder and some other features that are supposed to be there. Some of you were asking me about the haptics feedback on the S21 Fan Edition. So I tested this phone thoroughly, and the haptics engine on this phone, it's good. It's definitely better than the S20 Fan Edition's haptics engine, and it's much better than the haptics engine or the haptics motor of the Samsung mid-range devices like the A52s and others. The haptics engine on this phone responds to your fingers as soon as you touch the screen. It has a clicky feedback, but it's not as clicky as the haptics feedback of the S21 Ultra. I think it's still better. It's much better than all other Samsung devices, but it's definitely not like the one we have on the flagship devices of Samsung. Samsung is shipping the S21 Fan Edition with the Exynos 2100 chipset in the countries like United Arab Emirates, India, Pakistan and a lot of other countries. In fact, the UK might get the Exynos 2100 variant. Now the users in these regions are not happy with Samsung's decision of shipping this phone with the Exynos 2100, but my personal opinion on the Exynos 2100 is that it's not a bad chipset. You guys need to remember that when Samsung released the Exynos 2100, it actually improved a lot of things and made it a better chipset. It might not be as good as the Snapdragon 888, but it's not that bad that you would feel as if your phone is not performing up to the mark or if your phone is having any sort of issues. The Snapdragon 888 is definitely a better choice, but what I mean to say is the Exynos 2100 is not a bad choice. It's going to tick all those flagship performance boxes for you. The Exynos 2100, as you all know, that it's a 5G chipset, so you don't have to worry about the 5G capabilities either. This phone is coming with the RAM options of 6 gigs or 8 gigs with 128 gigs or 256 gigs of internal storage. Unfortunately, I could not run any benchmark applications on this phone because, as I told you, it's a demo unit and it has its limitations. So this is it. I did compare the S21 Fan Edition to the Pixel 6 and iPhone 13 as well, and I definitely found the S21 Fan Edition much better in my hand. I did not really feel this much comfortable while holding the Pixel 6 because it keeps slipping out of my hands. I have mentioned it in my Pixel 6 review as well. And the iPhone 13's edges are just too sharp. It actually starts hurting your hand at one point. So in terms of feel, in terms of weight, in terms of form factor, the S21 Fan Edition is definitely the best among these three smartphones. If we compare the display of the S21 Fan Edition to the Pixel 6 and the iPhone 13, you can see that the iPhone 13 just has that notch, but otherwise these are quite similar displays. The main difference here is that the S21 Fan Edition gives you that 120Hz refresh rate, and the Pixel 6 and iPhone 13 give you 90 and 60Hz respectively. Overall, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Fan Edition has impressed me, but I haven't talked about the fact that will make this device a no-go for so many users. See, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Fan Edition comes at about $699 and this is the price for the base variant with 128 gigs of storage. Now this phone does not have a micro SD card slot either, like I talked about it earlier. So if you are paying $699, you are going to be stuck with 128 gigs of storage on this phone forever. Even if this phone had the micro SD card slot, it would have made a little bit of sense, but in such a state, it does not make any sense to me at all, especially when we know that the Samsung Galaxy S22 is on the way and the S22 is not going to cost more than $799 or $850 for its base variant, you know. And at $599, you have the Pixel 6, and Pixel 6, honestly, it's not a bad phone. It also doesn't bring a micro SD card slot, but if we compare it to the S21 Fan Edition, it's going to give it a very tough time And at about 799 we have the iPhone 13. The iPhone user base is entirely different. The ones who prefer iPhone, they are always going to pick up the iPhone 13 over the S21 Fan Edition. So pricing is that one thing where I think Samsung has not done any justice, and this is going to maybe fail this device. I am not sure about it. I have booked the 256 gigs variant for myself, but my reason to picking up this phone is solely based on the content that I have to make for you guys. If I did not have to make the content, I wouldn't have even cared about the Samsung Galaxy S21 Fan Edition. So at this price point, I cannot really recommend you this device. Especially right now, I am not in a state to give any recommendation or in a state to tell you guys to pre-book this device. You can wait, you can see all of my videos once they roll out, and then you can decide if this phone's $699 US price tag makes any sense. After that, you may go ahead and pick it up if it's worth that money, obviously. But right now, I won't recommend this device, and it's very expensive. And this is where I think things are going to fall apart. Remember that with this phone, you are not going to get a charger in the box. It gives you 25-watt fast charging support, and you have that wireless charging there already. These are a few things that you need to keep in mind before you make a purchase decision for this device. That's all with my first impressions of the Samsung Galaxy S21 Fan Edition. I would love to hear you guys out in the comment section down below. Make sure you have subscribed and turned on the notifications to miss any of my upcoming videos. With that being said, I will sign off and see you all in the next one.